Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. My name is Olawale Ayeni. I am your host for today. Alpha is in the studio with me today.
Good to be here.
We saw what went down yesterday, Champions League, the Nigerian Basketball League, also build up to the election, a whole lot for you on Sports Orbit today, and also the visit of the FIFA president and also the CAF president, talking about Kano Infantino and also Patrick Musumpe. They all, arrived in Nigeria yesterday for the Aisha Buhari Cup and actually paid a visit to the president of Nigeria, talking about President Buhari in the early hours of today. These are many more who will be coming on the show today. Let's quickly go to the visit of CAF president to Nigeria. He came yesterday for the Aisha Buhari Cup, and today we went to visit the president. Let's have your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's now our country demands that when world leaders like this come, president of FIFA, CAF president, when you visit any country, for whatever reason it is, it's always expected that you stop over and at least say hello to the president of the country. So, which they have done, good work them. And of course, during the visit, the president made some certain statements, assuring them of how he intends to use football and sports in general to, develop and unite the country. So I hope he keeps to his word because really, what else unites a country like sports? Whenever the national team, for instance, is playing at that moment, people forget where you come from. And that's the only time where you see players can be from a certain particular region during the colors of the Super Eagles, and nobody claims or shouts, no, we don't have people from this, so nobody shouts Zoni at that point in time. At that point in time, everybody associates with these players as Nigerians. So I think the president will be able to galvanize the youth and keep to his word. It will be a good one. I mean, you can do what better thing to use than sports to unite the country, especially in this time of insecurity and all kinds of challenges that the country is facing.
The visit of Infantino and CAF president, should we say this is a new dawn for football in Nigeria going forward? The FIFA president that was saying just a few minutes ago while expecting the facilities at the national stadium, saying that there is a need for the government and private individuals for them to support the development of sports facilities at other countries where they can able to host national teams, international teams, FIFA Latin.
Well, I think the visit will bring about an improvement of the development of football. Well, that would be good. Well, as for the expression of the facilities, good one, because at this level, Nigeria should be thinking of hosting bigger and global tournaments. Come on, when was the last time we even hosted the Nations Cup, for instance? The last time we did was as joint hosts.
That's 2000.
Yeah, joint hosts. It wasn't even just Nigeria hosting alone, joint hosts with Ghana. But if you check
21 years ago.
Yeah, so if you check in between that time and now, some countries have even hosted it like two times already. Nigeria hasn't been able to host it. When did we even host an age grade championship? In a while, and it's not like Nigeria cannot bankroll these competitions, but the facilities are lacking. And for you to, host this kind of competition, your facilities have to meet up a certain standard for you to be able to at least even start talking of hosting this kind of competition. So I hope that the visit will at least spur the government and private individuals to actually invest, especially in the area of, upgrading our facility, because for years the Abuja National Stadium has been moribund. We always hear of improvement here and there, renovations, but we're yet to see action taking place in that entity. So we all really begin to wonder how long will this renovation last. At the point we had that stadium was almost ready. So at this point, we don't know at what stage of readiness it is. Is it 90%? Is it 70%? So, but it's important that that stadium gets ready so that Eagles can even have a place to call home when they play international competitions. I mean, the World Cup qualifier is still very much on. The last time we saw them at the Testing Balloon Stadium there, which was also rushed, and all that. So the stadium wasn't even in the best of shape. So I really hope that if the Abuja National Stadium, renovation could be, done hastily, so that stadium can be ready for the Super Eagles to start playing, and of course also other CAF competitions and tournaments like that.
Of course, other cup competition. Hopefully, we should get to host the Nations Cup in no distant time because, according to how far, the last time we hosted the Nations Cup was just 20 years ago. That was in 2000, and since then, I've not been able to host the rest of the Africans. But away from that, we head straight to the news coming from basketball at this point in time. Fireworks is happening at this point in time in the Nigerian basketball. In the Nigerian basketball, of fraternity news against the president, president caretaker chairman talking about Musa Kida. News for Kida actually going on. Some group actually came out talking about the Nigerian basketball bank that came out yesterday and get to reject the constitution. Said Kida said people should start, distracting, Nigerians. Let's be focused on building basketball going forward. Looking at all this, is it? I know it's being boiled down to power play. Who should be the next, NBPF, the president? That basketball is a critical sport in Nigeria. We went to the Olympics, first ever country in Africa to present those men and female team in the Olympics. And now, just as of a few weeks after the election, should the way this distraction is what it is?
Absolutely not. I mean, very unnecessary distraction, if you ask me, because we all thought that finally the crisis in LBBF is gradually coming to an end, especially with this mini basketball league, that they put up. Well, some have said that the league was actually already put up because of the elections. Some persons are hoping to use the league as a yardstick to campaign and say, okay, in the course of my stewardship, this is what I was able to achieve. The league is back. But for now, the league has been off since 2017, and just only last week the league came up, and because the elections are close, I really watched from another social media agency where the basketball vanguard came out to roundly reject the constitution. According to them, the constitution was put together by a few persons who already put it up to ensure that Kida extends his stay in power, and they're not having any of that. But I would say this is coming at a very, very wrong time, especially at the point where we thought that, okay, we can now put the basketball house in power and get the league running. Because the way it's going, I still see another faction emerging when these elections eventually hold. And the way it's going, will there even be an election in the NBBF? That's another question. And if it holds and there are factions, I can assure you that the basketball league itself will not even take off again, like we were hoping and happy that at least after 4 years the league is back on. But the way it's going now, I think this might derail the league once again. And who suffers from this kind of things? The players. So we can't keep relying on our so-called NBA stars out there. We don't even have a pool of players from the local base to call upon whenever we have tournaments. We must rely on our NBA players who by this time, the NBA will soon begin. Right now they are camping. So I think they really need to put their hands in order and find a way of resolving these issues.
The NBA, family have to put their house in order for them to resolve this issue because going to an election like this, it calls for so many reactions from different angles and people who want to actually for me, you don't want to interest everybody with their interest, to see the light of the day and the end of the day. At this point in time, a whole lot of distraction coming from the basketball family, but we need a lasting solution to the crisis no longer in the NBA. Talking about basketball solution going forward. Away from basketball right about now, we head straight to handball, where the chairman caretaker of the Nigerian Handball Federation, talking about Samuel Ochewu, has resigned from his seat due to the fact that he wants to protest for the position of the southwest, southwest, seat in the board of the Handball Federation of Nigeria. Do you think it's a good move for him getting to resign his position?
Well, it's usually expected that when you are supposed to go for an elected position, you resign whatever position you've held previously. So, I mean, for him to decide to resign and contest, maybe he has some assurances of actually clinching the top position. So, a good one for him, if you ask me. I mean, because you can't hold two positions while holding a position while still vying for another. So, you need to step down and leave the scene for someone else to take over that position. Of course, to prevent any form of interference and all of those things. So, let's go. Let him run for this position and let's see if you match.
Of course, so many quarters are actually be tipping him to still win the seat of the president of the Handball Federation due to the fact that according to them, he has actually changed the face of handball in the country. Improvement in the leagues from from under 15 to the senior level. And all running every season for the past 2 years, and the league also been doing sponsorship from Qatar. So at this point in time, there's any need for him to continue the work that he has.
He has shown clearly that he's the right man for the job. Prior to him coming into the saddle, I don't think there was anything like a handball league in Nigeria. But now we have league from under 15 up to. Exactly. So I think there's not a lot for him to be able to attract sponsors to a game like handball in Nigeria. I mean, that's a good one for him, and I really hope that the handball community will really benefit if they rally round for him to. Though I'm not campaigning for him, sorry, I'm supposed to be neutral in this case, but seeing what he has put on ground, seeing what he has done.
Not just a few weeks ago, he was elected as the African Zone 3, president of handball. It's just to show you that
it just shows that he knows what he's doing. So I feel the handball community right here in Nigeria should at least rally around him, give him all the support he needs so that at least we can continue the consistency and momentum that we've seen and the development stride we've seen in handball since what's happened.
We'll go for a short break. When we come back, there's a winner in the Savannah conference, region when it comes to the basketball, league, and also we're looking at the foreign scene where matches that went down yesterday, and also the Europa league matches are coming up at that time. So these are many more will come after the show. Don't go nowhere.
About to go down.
It's lovely pass, and there he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Riccardo is inching into the lead, and Riccardo will win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Riccardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round. It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Some skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix.
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix. Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
From the short break, it's still Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast to History Chat for the next story where we're talking about basketball. Kano Pillars as a match, the champions of the Savannah Conference region of the ongoing Nigerian basketball premier. They actually defeated the rivals talking about who they beat 80, 3 out of 75 points for them to actually pick up maximum of points to ensure that they win at the Savannah region going into the final phase of the competition. We'll be facing the winners of the Atlantic Conference and the winners in the Nigerian League are expected to represent Nigeria at the African and you see them getting to match champions overall because we know that they have well experienced national team players who have played for the national team over the years.
It depends on who eventually is champion of the Atlantic Conference. We have top teams also in that division. So, but I mean, for Kano Pillars not to take anything away from them, Kano Pillars over the years consistently has been one of the best basketball teams when it comes to the game here in Nigeria. And of course, when we move to solid team, they really surprised that 2 of them got to play the final. Unfortunately, Kano Pillars were the better side. And, it means in 8 games they played, they won all. They didn't lose any game on their way to win the Savannah Conference. When we Bulls, this happens to be their first game where they actually lost, but they actually put up a good showing. And no disrespect to them, they put up a good showing. And I just hope that next time around we can do better. But be that as it may be, Kano Pillars is also a very good team. So I'm sure, looking at how everything has panned out in the Savannah Conference, Kano Pillars is clearly the best team, and in my opinion, the best team actually won the Savannah Conference.
Of course, we saw them. I watched the matchup between Kano Pillars and the Nigerian Coastal. So just one point that separated, a good team. Kano Pillars eventually won that particular match at 74-73. It was a close call. It was like a 4-2 finish. It shows that Kano Pillars really are doing what it takes to be the champions of the Savannah region. Away from that, we head straight to the news coming from the camp of the Nigerian Olympic Committee saying that they are ready to showcase indigenous sport in Lagos. That will be coming up Saturday, September 25, right there in Lagos. Games are like Abula, Ayu, Dimbe, Kokoa, and also arm wrestling will be actually be going down in that particular one. Do you feel that you actually get to see the lives of those sports in the country?
Yeah, I mean, once in a while, it's good to have a competition where at least you can bring up some of your indigenous games. I mean, after all, most of the games we play here in Nigeria are games that, came into the country with the colonialists. So, and I'm sure before these games came in, we also had our games that were indigenous to us. So there's nothing wrong in injecting some of these games in our own, competitions, having some sort of competition where we get to beat these games because there are actually people who are very skilled and talented in some of these indigenous games. So at least this will also give them an opportunity at least to show what they have to offer. So it shouldn't be that because you're not a footballer or a basketballer or you don't play handball, no tennis and the likes of all of the other sports that came into with the colonialists. Then you shouldn't have uh, any opportunity of showing that you can play any game. I mean, games like the ones you mentioned, I've seen go to a couple of places and see people who are actually skilled in this game. So I think this.
Do you think, in your own opinion, the NOC should start looking for, to ensure that this game have been played in the Olympics, in the All African Games?
Well, it depends. Maybe all African games fine, but if you're going to play this kind of games in the Olympic, it means the pool has to be wider. It means a lot of countries
They have to
must
take
be
it there.
participating
Well,
in this kind of game. So it depends on how you're able to push it. If you're able to push this game sort of, around and other countries begin to adopt it, why not? I mean, for if golf, it's not too long that golf, got into the Olympics. So as time goes on, games like this, depending on the acceptance it has globally, games like this can also be incorporated into the Olympics.
of course, going forward, we head straight to the camp of the NMC at this point in time, where they have actually announced that Nigeria as one of the sponsors for the 2020-2021 season. But at this point in time, they got announcement yesterday, and they didn't give us the full details
Of the
of the deal. Everything is being shredded in secrecy. At this point in time, we should be knowing, what are the deal entails. And the NFL just signed some contract, and actually, for the very, very first time, we were even shocked that they actually gave us, the time to do those things. So now, the LMC have signed a deal with Red not really getting the necessary information.
Yeah, before I even go into that, but first of all, I'll say a good one because I mean it feels very, very strange in past seasons having to play a Nigerian professional league without a sponsor. So it takes some sort of shine away from the league. But now, I mean, with Bet Nigeria picture now, good one for Bet Nigeria, and knowing the pedigree, 2 seasons ago, Bet Nigeria also sponsored the Kenyan Premier League for a season or two. And of course, this sort of boosted profile of the league to an extent. Bet Nigeria is a reputable, sports betting and event company. So I think for them to see that, okay, it's high time they inject some funds into the Nigerian Professional League, that's a good one. But on the other hand of it, why is it shrouded in secrecy? Even here in Nigeria, we know how much companies who are sponsors of the EPL, we have an idea of how much they, in figures, they actually put into.
Rights.
Exactly. But when it comes to Nigeria, you just hear that a contract has been signed. You do not get full details of the contract, the financial involvement of it. I mean, what's in it? Because you'll be hearing details like what's in it for the league. What does the winner get? What does the second place team get? And all of those things. Yeah, I mean, are this game going to be shown live on, some exactly live on TV? So we need to get details of this. It's not just to come out and say it's a sign. Fine, it's a good move, but we need further details, so that we can really know how to actually analyze and put things in proper perspective.
Stay with the Nigerian Professional Football League. Next is a game at this point in time. They have unveiled Nigerian performer knowing that Finidi George as the new team head coach. It was unveiled yesterday right there in Aba. Looking at Finidi George, we know that he has been youth coach in some leagues, in some clubs in Europe, and now he has actually taken over the games of affair in Aba. At this point in time, we know that the Imba are 2 times cup, our Champions League winner. And his first match will be a cup confrontation spot. Do you see him getting to live up to the expectation that made the management of Lima International to actually give him?
I think so. I mean, if you could move, if you ask me, these are the kind of things that we should be expecting, especially from some of our ex-internationals who have gone on to, get their coaching badges and all of that. He's been around Europe, coached in a couple of club youth teams and all of that. So, whether I like it or not, he's coming plenty of experience. He has played the game, he has coached, and coming back to a team like Abe, I mean, what better team, to even start your local coaching career with? I mean, everybody knows the pedigree of a team like Abe. So I just hope that some of these things that coaches who come from abroad does not plague him. You know how these things work at times. Sometimes you bring a coach, an ex-international, to come coach a club. Then at the end of the day, you give him, maybe a 2-year contract, just like he was giving, and maybe he does 6 months, and you hear that the contract has been terminated. So I hope we won't be hearing stories of but not fulfilling all the agreements. Yeah, exactly. Because you sign an agreement with a coach, and into the season, a coach starts complaining that all the things that were stated in contract. I mean, yeah, exactly. He's not been given. So I really hope that he's given the right environment by him, but to actually work and do his job. And I believe that if he's given the necessary support and given the right environment to thrive, I believe that he should take aim at places actually.
Of course, Alpha has it in full confidence that Finini George can actually take a Yimba to places that the club and league to go at this point. Away from that, we head straight to athletics, where Blessing Okabare, she has actually lose her appeal, and she has been handed a 4-year ban after getting to fail the drug test right there in the Olympic Games in Tokyo. This is very disappointing, if you want to say.
Highly disappointing.
She's around 32 now. Then if she served the 4-year ban, she'll be 38. I think this
36.
36. I mean, I think this should be the end of her career when it comes to athletics.
The way it's looking, I really don't know. Her appeal failed. We're all hoping that the appeal, something good might come out of it. But
I think she didn't actually go for the appeal.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens. When you go for an appeal and you fail in that appeal, they increase your ban.
Of course.
So but I felt maybe she went on appeal. Maybe she thought that she had a strong case to present, but unfortunately, the appeal was thrown out. So in this scenario, a 4-year ban, that's a pretty long time to be out of the game. By the time, like you said, she comes back, she'll be 36. And at that point, I really don't know. Exactly, I mean, and of course, she will be out of action for 4 years. And of course, during that time, a lot of people might, her name will not be even on the lips of people like the way it is currently. I mean, she's been in her best, the form of her life. And I mean, younger players are coming through. So that means she'll miss the Commonwealth Games. She'll miss the next Olympics.
Of course.
So, so that's really, really a big blow. Really, really a big blow. If it was a 2-year ban, fine, she would have still had an opportunity of being in Paris. But the way it is now, it's really, really a very, very nice situation. And I really feel sorry for her.
Of course, we really feel sorry for her at this point in time. She will not be going for the Commonwealth Games, also for the All African Games, also for the Olympic Games come France 2023. Away from that, we head straight to the result of the Champions League of what really went down yesterday. The Status lost at home to Borussia Dortmund. We saw Shakhtar also losing away to Shibib. We saw actually Atletico Madrid playing 0-0 against Porto. Bruges also the draw against Almighty PSG. The first time we saw Mbappe, we saw Messi, we saw Neymar playing in the front row of PSG, but they did not actually get to score a goal. It was the man Herrera that for Paris Saint-Germain could actually balance both from the captain. Inter Milan also lost at home to Real Madrid, perennial champions when it comes to the Champions League. And Liverpool also inflicted a 3-2 defeat to an AC Milan who were actually returning to the Champions League after missing in action for so many years. Man City were 6-3 winners over Leipzig. We saw a combination of Jack Grealish and also Kevin De Bruyne, in the mix for Pep Guardiola, and they did all the magic right there in the 80th. Also, Sporting were trashed at home by a young Ajax side. Looking at the results that went down yesterday, any surprises for you?
No, surprise. Well, I really thought PSG will win. I mean, looking at all of these results, yesterday while we were previewing this game, I think the only prediction I got, wrongly here, should be the PSG match. I really hoped
Of course,
PSG was going to,
PSG was going to win, but
wasn't to be in spite of the super players they have. So reports I was getting this morning, everybody there's so beat Leipzig, but for they to even concede 3 goals at home shows that they even need to work on their defense. No disrespect to Leipzig. Leipzig also,
Leipzig, they actually finished in the semi-final of the last competition of the Champions League. So
not that's about that, but they've lost a couple of players, but but they still put up a good fight. But I mean, Man City eventually outclassed them. Came a 9-goal thriller. So that's what it is for now, and we'll look forward to match week 2 of the Champions League in another 2 weeks' time.
of course, Matt, watching Clash went down yesterday. My pick of yesterday's game was the match between Liverpool and AC Milan. A whole lot of fireworks. At the point in time, Liverpool, went ahead before the stroke of half time. AC Milan, came smoking. They scored, 2 goals in less than 10 minutes going into half time. And Liverpool also came back from that one. I think that the club actually did some few changes in that team, and at the end of the day, they emerged, winners in that particular award. So, apart from the Champions League, before we go, because my producer is telling me my time is up at this point in time, but there will be some games that will be happening right there in the Europa League that will be coming up later today. Some games have started. But the pick of today's game will be when Napoli get to play Leicester City. We're going to be seeing about 3 Nigerian players in that particular one. Talking about Kelechi Iheanacho, Wilfred Ndidi, and also Victor Osimhen. They will be playing for their respective club. Let us get quickly the prediction, because Leicester and Napoli, for me, is the star match that we have
absolutely.
in the
Absolutely, of course, and for the fact that we have some of our Super Eagles stars, Osimhen, Wilfred, and Kelechi playing in that one, it's one to look out for. But the prediction, too close to call, but I think Napoli might take this one. I think Napoli might just take this one.
Of course, Alpha thinks Napoli might just take this one, because we know that both teams actually lost their last game coming into this particular time. Napoli lost to Juventus, Leicester lost to Man City at home. So it's going to be a cracker when both teams meet later tonight. This is where we hit the brakes for Sport Orbit today. I must thank you, Alpha, for coming on the show today.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Of course, we can't go down to say a big thank you to our viewers for staying with us, and we want you to make a return with us same time tomorrow when we come for yet another fresh edition of Sports Orbits right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. But for now, my name is Olawale Ayeni. I'm saying you have a lovely day ahead of you. Bye bye for now, and God bless.